Hi ladies, it's Beth from Be Styled and it's time for another Tipsy Tuesday. Can't believe Tuesday has rolled around again so quickly. Today I have 8 style swaps, easy style swaps that you can make today or, from your closet. Doesn't involve any shopping, doesn't involve really making major changes to your outfits, just little style swaps that you can make. And I'm going to show you what I can in this, the way we're talking here on live, but I also created a little slideshow with images showing you the swaps and the kind of before and afters. And you can find that in the, my Just Get Dressed, my Be Styled Just Get Dressed VIP group. I posted it there and I'm going to try to, there I am. I'm going to try to post it in the first comment here. So if you want to see, comment, picture, how do I post a picture? So that this way you can see the, I'll have to do this when I hang up and I'm done. So you go head over to the group or check this post and I'll give you the slideshow here too. Sorry. Anyway, from the top, I need my notes. Number 1 is something we talked about last week with shoes, and that is, especially as we enter spring and summer and dress season, choosing the right shoe for your dress. This is a repeat for a lot of you long timers, but I want to show you an example. I grabbed just to make a couple points this week. I got this dress from Amazon. It's actually a good dress. It's a great dress especially for like apple shapes with great legs who want to kind of mask that midsection. It's obviously a bright pink, and you could substitute any color. It could be, let's say it was a cream colored dress or a pale pink, which is a really blush pink is a on-trend color, or any lighter color. Especially think about the shoe you're going to wear, especially in the spring. My go-to would be, and I showed this last week, a neutral sandal. Doesn't have to be this sandal. A nude to you minimal sandal is going to look so much better on your leg with a spring dress, no matter really what the color of the dress is. If it's a black dress or a dress with a lot of black in it, then sure, you could do a sandal like this in black if that's what you have, and that would totally work because your dress is black. Now let's say you don't have this sandal and you have a dress or a dress like this in a color. You could go with black as long as it's a minimal, not a big clunky heavy black shoe. But then what you're going to want to do is bring in some black. I'm wearing navy right now, but if I were to wear a darker jacket or sweater with this with a color dress, and then you could have a black shoe on, that would work because it would balance it out. But if you're going with a lighter color on top and you're showing your legs, especially, even if you're wearing pants, a nude to you shoe is going to be better, and less is more when it comes to the straps and whatnot on the shoe. Okay, so that was number 1. Number 2, this is why I made a slideshow, because this gets complicated. Number 2 involved, if I remember, number 2, I'm going back to that dress, involves oversized and shapeless dresses, which we see a lot of, especially over the last couple of years. You've seen a lot of those, like, I used to call them like Little House on the Prairie dresses. They're not as popular this year, but they're still pretty popular. The big oversized dresses, they can look so cute, but they can also look very shapeless and unflattering. So there's a couple things you can do. I'll go back to this dress. This is quite a pink dress. It's also a wrinkled mess. I just wanted to use this as an example. I'm not telling you to go out and buy this dress, although it's great. I'm not so sure I love this shade of pink, but it's great in like the navy and the black. If you want it, I can link it. It's an Amazon find. But but you see how it is? It's not really oversized, but it has absolutely no shape. It also doesn't cling anywhere, so it's got some benefits, and it's not really long. The dress I showed in the slideshow example is like this, but also well below her knees. It's like hitting right at the middle of her calf, like the widest part of her calf. So that's a double whammy of oversized, shapeless badness, okay? This at least has got a shorter length. And again, if you carry a lot of weight in your midsection, then a dress like this could be great on you because it's got the open neckline, it's showing your legs, it's showing the bottom, your lower arms, and it's a great dress. But if it's oversized and too boxy and not showing any shape, what you can do is something as simple as adding, if it was a longer dress, you could belt it. This is probably too short to belt. But my favorite trick is just to add a jacket that has some shape, and it just will bring in the fabric. It will create a waist where the dress does not, and it just pulls in all that fabric and creates a more flattering, less oversized look. So a jacket will do that. A belt will do that if the dress works with the belt. And you could also take, like, for a more casual look, take a white button-down shirt and tie it and create a little, definition in your waist by tying the shirt. I show that in the slideshow. And with that, you could really dress that pink dress down and throw on a pair of like white sneakers with a button-down shirt tied. Would be a really cute look and get rid of some of that volume with the dress. Okay, number 3. I'm sorry, I thought I had these all memorized. Now I realize I didn't. Number 3, we're talking about, these both go together. Now I know where we are. We're talking about balance and proportion. We're talking about when you're wearing an oversized top, whether it's like an oversized jacket. I don't really have an example like this on right now, but an oversized jacket, you're not going to want to wear an oversized skirt or a wide skirt or a long skirt or big wide pants with your oversized boyfriend jacket. I guess I can use what I'm wearing now as an example because I am wearing wide leg. They're not oversized, but they are a wide leg jean. So you can see they're wide leg. So what I did here, I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but for one thing, I brought up the sweater by doing a little loose half tuck. See the difference? If this was a big oversized sweater and I had a big blazer on and then I had these big pants on, it would just be not good. So all I had to do is just bring this up a little bit, and then I still get the coverage of the blazer. I'm creating that vertical line here, and the blazer is not so oversized. And even if it were, it might still work because I'm bringing up the waist of the jeans by doing the tuck of the sweater. So I'm giving balance. Now the reverse is the same, works the same. If you're wearing a really slim straight leg jean, you're not going to want to have a really like a tight tank top on or a t-shirt all tucked in and call it a day. That's just going to be, tight on top, tight on bottom. Not good. You want to have the opposite. You want to have, if you're going to wear your slim pants, that's fine. And if you want to wear your tank top, that's fine. But then you're going to want to put a layer on over it that's a little more loose and roomy, like a blazer, like I have on, or a cardigan, or, in the summer, it's a kimono, something that's going to balance things out so you're not just slim and slim, okay? All right, next we're going to talk a little bit about necklaces. Back in the day, I remember I wore that Kendra Scott, I forget what it was called. We all had it. I saved my money to buy that necklace. It was a great necklace. The Rain pendant, I think. Big, huge pendant, kind of hung right down here. I've also back in the day had big, huge circle pendants that would hang right about here. You're not seeing those as much. Same with like really thick, colorful beaded necklaces. You're not seeing that as much, but it's also, I think of jewelry as sort of like art in your house. You got to love it. And if it's something that your eye is drawn to and you love that, I say go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. In fact, I'm a big fan of significant jewelry. But if you're looking to buy new things, or you're looking to really, you're going somewhere where you want to just look your most modern and chic, you're going to want to tone down the big, long necklaces. And think about, just your metals. I mean, this is a long necklace, yes, but it's more of like a chain. It's got a horse bit design. This is from Flirty Finds. And then I did throw on today a pendant. I forget who made this. This was a gift from Peach. It's a great brand. I'll have to think of it, but I think it's a locket that was engraved. But you see how it's a pendant, but it's smaller and it's shorter. And I just layered these on. I wasn't planning on talking about these necklaces, but I just layered these on together today. Just because I think of accessorizing and jewelry as, again, it's like art. It's like adding the art to your outfit. And you got to play with it and wear what you love and what speaks to you. But be careful with large pendants. If you do want to wear a large pendant that hits down here, I don't even have one anymore. But imagine this, if this necklace had a circle pendant hitting right about here. And I have on my high-rise jeans, or really any jeans. And then let's say I put a belt on, and I had even not even a big belt, just a belt with maybe like a ring right here. I'd have a circle here for my pendant. I'd have the ring for my belt here. And I want you to avoid that. If I were wearing a belt with this outfit, I would take this, I'd even take this off because it's just too close, especially with the higher waist jeans. It would just be too close with the buckle, would compete. I would then take this off and wear just the belt with a shorter pendant like this. So keep an eye on the jewelry and the proportions and the balance of that as well. Okay. Now my last 3 tips all fall under the one category of paying attention to details. And these are key. These are important ones. Okay. The first one is one you might not think of, and you got to look at the slideshow that I made because you can see a picture of it, but because I don't have an example of these sweaters. But if you go on Amazon and you type in Amazon cardigans, you'll see a lot of them, especially if they're like a cable. I can picture the cable one that has, it comes in a million colors because it's Amazon. And then it has these buttons that are about this big, brown, probably like fake wood buttons. And they slap those suckers on every color of the sweater, whether it's white or brown. If we're a brown sweater, the buttons might, at least they would blend in, but they'll put it on a pink sweater. They'll put it on same buttons, they're cutting costs, right? They're not switching things up. It does not look right. Trust me, you have to see the comparison. I had a favorite client in the winter style system do this herself. She put on a gorgeous cardigan that had heavy, like brown buttons, a cream colored, gorgeous, like Angora cardigan. And it bothered her. And she said, can I change these buttons? I was like, I think that's a great idea. She went and found just not clear, but creamy colors, same color as a sweater. Took her a couple minutes because she's crafty. It would take me a while to do that, but changed the buttons out. Didn't cost her anything more than the cost of the buttons, which are not expensive. Completely transformed the sweater. I mean, the sweater went up in value visually by hundreds of dollars. I'm not kidding. It looks so good. So it's easy to do. Or if you're looking at buying a new cardigan, look for the ones, and the 2 that I show in the catalog, or not the catalog, in the slideshow that I'm going to post here, are both from Amazon. It's not like I took an inexpensive one with big brown buttons to an expensive Jenny Kane. They're both inexpensive Amazon sweaters, but the one with the non-high contrast buttons looks so much better. You might not think about it until you actually see them side by side. If you're a cardigan wearer, trust me, and it would probably it's going to apply to blazers, anything that has really substantial buttons. You want them to be good buttons, or if they're not good buttons, if they're not like high quality buttons that are meant to be part of the jacket, you want them to just blend in. I mean, this is a really nice cabbie blazer with, it has some like satin detail. I think it's satin, like a detail here. And they went and covered the buttons in that same beautiful material. So it's just, those little details make a big difference as far as looking. You don't have to spend a fortune on your clothes, but you don't want your clothes to look cheap either. So you can cheat it. You can use these little tricks to take inexpensive clothing and make it look a little more elevated by paying attention to details. The other detail that I talk about all the time is your pant leg, whether it's jeans or trousers, whether it's straight leg or wide leg. You don't want your pants to pool or puddle at the bottom where your foot breaks. You don't want wrinkling. You want to just hang straight. It's, especially I have a picture of a pair of, they're not skinny jeans. They might be, but it applies to straight leg jeans too, where they just go down and they're just too long and they like ripple at the bottom of your foot. And that is it's just a big don't. You know, that's one of those things where there's a lot of this goes into your taste and do you like it? You know, that's just don't do it. It's easy to fix. If you don't feel like going to the tailor and having the pants shortened, you can, if they're jeans, you can cut them off and fray and you just made them very current looking. Or if you don't want to be that drastic, you can tuck them under and no one's probably going to know. If you really don't want to get them tailored, I still think it's better to tailor them or cut them. You can tuck them under to the right length so that they're, I'll show you in the picture, you'll see either just above your ankle or if you want them to hit right at the break of your foot, you can do that as well. It all depends on the type of pant and what the look you're going for is. Or you can cuff them if the jeans are cuffable, but you don't want them to puddle and pool, okay? Now the last one is another big one, another attention to detail, and that is your bag and the length of the strap on a, whether it's a crossbody or a handbag, or I guess we'll call them hand. I don't like the word purse, but crossbodies are a big one because I see it a lot. Because I think we used to wear, back in the day, years ago, we used to wear our crossbodies a lot longer. And then they got really short. I'm going to show you the example of the really short kind. And this is not what I'm talking about because this is a whole different look. I would never wear this bag with what I have on with a blazer. But you've seen these. All the cool moms carry them. They're like, I have stuff in here. I haven't carried this in a while. I carried this all through my trip to Barcelona. What are they called? I mean, it's a crossbody, but it's like can't think of the name. What's it called, ladies? Anyway, these are intended to be shorter. Again, I would never wear it with what I have on, with all this necklace going on, but very casually, this is a very kind of cool girl look. It really is. And it's very safe when you're traveling. It keeps things very close. This is the time where it can be short. And but let me tell you, if you've got a big chest, which clearly I don't, or you carry your weight up here, just skip this trend. You're not going to be throwing your bag there. Just skip it. It's not worth it, right? But if you have one of these, then yes, this is the time where you're going to wear it short. You could wear it longer, but the look, these were designed to be worn like this. But that's not what I'm really talking about. I'm talking about a traditional crossbody. Let me show you one that is too long. This is one of my favorite bags. I made the strap really long. This is a Flirty Finds. I've had it for years. I carry it all the time. And we kind of used to do this, I think. If we did, it probably wasn't good. Maybe we didn't. This is too long, ladies. This is too long. It is my hip. Where's my hip? My hip is right here. This is too long, but it's very common to see this. Or even this. I mean, because you're going to see crossbodies worn as shoulder bags now. That's much more common now. This looks awkward and silly. So don't wear your bags this long. And if you're not sure, take a picture. I mean, I think we can all agree that this looks really awkward. But if you're not, doing what I do all day long and looking at these things, you would easily, there's no shame. We would easily walk out the door with a bag that's too long. And is anyone going to stop you on the street and arrest you? No. But if you're here today listening, you want to know these things. So shorten your strap. It takes this long to do. Watch. Da-da-da. I mean, it is easy. I'm guessing this is probably about right. So the question is, where should it be? Again, if I were wearing this, I would carry it over my shoulder. I'd carry a different bag, actually. But my rule of thumb, if you want to know, is I like the top of the bag, the opening of the bag, to hit right about at my hip. Not down here, not up here, right about here. So that it just kind of makes sense. I just reach in and it's at my hip. So it looks right proportionally. And it's functional that way too. I would actually, speaking of necklaces and competing, I wouldn't wear a crossbody with what I have on. I have on a blazer. I've got on all these necklaces. I would carry my beloved fancy bag, my only grown-up big girl bag that I absolutely love. Thank you, Jamie. And I would carry it like this. I would carry it as a shoulder bag. Or if I wanted to be really ladylike, I would carry it by the handle. Okay. And then more casually, I would definitely wear it as a crossbody. Or not even more casually, but without all the necklaces, I would wear it as a crossbody. Okay, that makes sense. So bag lengths, pay attention to those details. And, you know, obviously that also includes things like steaming your clothes and making sure your clothes fit. Here's another little bonus. If you have a dress that comes with a self belt, consider, especially if it was a budget friendly dress, consider taking that self belt off and putting on a nice belt instead. Those self belts can look really chintzy and cheesy. Not all the time, but the more budget friendly the dress, the more likely that belt can be, replaced. And you don't have to do a really fancy designer belt, but just, a nice leather belt, or in the spring, it could be like a straw belt. It's just going to look better than the belts that come with that kind of dress. Okay. So right now I'm going to go and post in the first comment here my little slideshow that shows pictures of all these tips, and any questions you can post them here below and I will get back to you and answer them. But it was great hanging out with you this afternoon, and have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you next week. Bye.